Welcome to our first Go High Level monthly training. I know a lot of you guys, and there'll be more people jumping on in a minute, you're either thinking about switching or you're going to switch. So we're super excited for you book people. This is a game changer. You're going to be able to run a lot of your own stuff, which is really exciting. So I'm going to let Rebecca take it from here because she's the star of the show.
Well, thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Hello to everybody that's here. Quick story, I have been in digital marketing for a number of years now, and up until fairly recently, in the last, maybe 5, 6 years, there wasn't a whole lot of all-in-one tools out there that were easy to use. We think about how Infusionsoft was maybe one of the first ones, but it was so complicated to use back then, and now I don't find that they've made it any easier, honestly. And then ClickFunnels came along, and they had a lot of great things to offer, but the reality is, like the new version of ClickFunnels, I gravitated right to that, and it didn't have all the things that it was promising me. So not only was ClickFunnels, close to $400 a month for what I wanted to use it for, but I still had to pay extra for like an affiliate system and those kinds of things. So a colleague of mine showed me High Level, and I was like, all right, let me check it out. And a little over a year ago, I started migrating my stuff in, and I've never looked back. It's been an amazing platform, and I've been able to save money on all of the other little monthly expenses that come with running a business. So I am going to share my screen and go through how you can save some money and some of the functionality that we have available. Okay.
Okay. While she's getting that up, I'll just share with you guys too. When I switched, I saved 400 more, a little more than $400 a month. So that's the kind of savings you're looking at if you have onesie, twosie platforms here and there, which I had like onesie, twosie, tensies.
And it definitely adds up. I have saved some people maybe a couple $100. I saved one coach $900 a month because she had so many different components that she was utilizing. So it's really one of those things that you can save money. They do make it easy to use, and they continue to update it. Okay, so some of the reasons that I love it are because there is some pretty good functionality in it. There's some things when I worked at the Brave Thinking Institute, we would want things to happen. And, we always have that kind of like, oh, we can't make that happen. But they were like, just ask the tech team. So I got used to being able to make some of these fun things happen within funnels. And then I noticed that inside of High Level, I was able to do that myself without going to a tech team. So it does have a lot of that big functionality. I do feel like it's easy to use. It's an intuitive interface, and they do have a lot of templates. So if you're just getting started, they have either templates or what they call recipes for different areas of the site. And they are constantly updating features. I feel like I'm learning something new every 4 days. So it is something that they are always working on. And they do allow the people that are using High Level to go in and upvote what features they want to have sooner than later. So you can recommend those things, and then you can go in and say, no, let's get this to the top of the list to be done now, and they get it done. So one of the things that you can do with High Level is email marketing. And I looked around at, what kind of email marketing CRM combinations can we find? And I found one for as little as $80 a month. So right off the bat, this is what we're seeing for just the email component. But it does allow you to easily set up your campaigns. You can make templates. You can segment your audience by their actions, which is a really wonderful thing. And you can even do things like have one-click opt-ins to your email list. It makes it really easy for the people in your community to get on board with you. And then, of course, we want to track everything and look at our analytics, and you have full access to that. The next tool is you can have multiple websites inside of your High Level account. And you can do this through either right there in High Level, where again, they have a bunch of templates if you want, or you can have WordPress in here. So if you think about what standard website hosting costs, it's about $35 a month, but that would be included in your high level subscription. And you can see on the left side here, like this is one of the things that I find to be easy to use because it's what they call a drag and drop builder, where you can take one of these elements and you would drag it into your design and it shows up there, and it's you just change out, like it'll have, say, a sample headline and the boxes and stuff built out if that was what you're doing, and you just change it up. So there's a lot of ways that you can not only customize your website, but you can also get pre-built sections that make it easy for you to get something up and running very quickly. Another feature that I love, because I'm a funnel girl, is that you can create these advanced funnels and automations. And it's really, about being able to connect with the leads that you're bringing in and not have to spend so much time doing it manually. There's a lot of things that you can automate and save that time on. So here we're looking at, if you were to maybe look at ActiveCampaign to do some of your automations, it starts at around $120 a month. So we have it where you can come in here, and this is like actually a recipe. So this is called a recipe for an appointment and confirmations. So it maps everything out for you. I love how there's so many tools that you can get started very quickly. But in addition to that, you can add in so much customization in here. So even if you're starting with a recipe, you can really make it your own. Okay, so anybody that has courses or has gated content, you get to have this wonderful client portal. And inside the portal, they can be in one of your groups. So you can have communities in here, kind of like if anybody is on Kajabi, the communities that they have, you can have that on this end as well. You can have your courses in here. You can have your affiliates being able to come in here and check out their sales. They can look at how much traffic has been coming from their links, and they can see what their earnings are going to be. And they can come in and manage their subscriptions. So if you do have them on some kind of monthly program, they can manage that as well. So having this portal with secure access is a game changer for a lot of businesses who want to sell their content. We're in that kind of world where our content is valuable. And then, as I mentioned, with the affiliate program, it's such a great thing that you can create an affiliate program. You can have everything set up to your liking. So whatever commission you have, it can be different commissions on different products. Then they would be able to, your affiliates are able to get their own links. They're able to grab creatives that you have available to them. There's a lot of different ways that they can interact with the affiliate area. But it'll automatically track your commissions that you're paying out and everything else. So it's one of those things that an affiliate program is amazing, but if you have to calculate all that manually, it's frustrating. So it's wonderful that they are able to put everything in here and it's all done for you. The social media planning and content scheduling. So this is one of those that I use all the time. So you're seeing a screenshot here of one of my calendars. And I like to plan things ahead of time. I like to, based on what I have coming up. So I can batch my social media. I can schedule it all in advance. And I can also review the performance on them through here. So, yep, you can go and look at the individual platforms, but you can have like all of your social media channels in here, like everything from your TikTok to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, your Google business listing, a little bit of everything. So other schedulers out there, they cost about $15 a month to get kind of the same kind of tools. So all of these little amounts are going to add up. Another great thing about High Level is you have multiple ways to easily accept payments. So you can have somebody go through a funnel and check out right in the funnel. We have great ways in the funnels to have upsells and things like that. So if you've ever gone through and we're looking at a product, you can, maybe you purchase that product and then the next page, there's something else that you can buy that goes with that product. That's an upsell. And you can have it where it maps out that whole process that they're going through, just like we love in our funnels. And then you also have the option to do payments on the go, which I really love. So, for example, this morning I was at my networking meeting. I had created a table cover for a client. I brought it in and they had their credit card, and I was able to help them pay their invoice right on my phone. So it's a great way, especially if you're at events and you're selling stuff at events, you can easily accept those payments. They tap their card on the phone just like any other kind of payment gateway. But additionally, you can send out links, you can have your invoices, you can have all of that. You can also do recurring invoices, and you can do things like so let's say you're using contracts, which I hope everybody's using contracts. You can set up your contract template in there. You can make it easily fill it in with their information by attaching the client to that contract. And it will, if you want, automatically send out the invoice after they sign the contract. So it makes it very easy. It makes that flow happen really nicely, especially when you're onboarding somebody. There's a lot of different ways to utilize that part of the system. Okay, membership management. So this is something like if you have, like I have the Marketing Insiders Club, and that's a membership that people pay for each month. There's tools in here that allow us to have recurring revenue. Not all payment processors are on board with recurring revenue automatic charges. So that's something you can set up for to be automatic. And then you can also have this all goes into your portal. So they would be able to go into the portal, they'd be able to view their membership, and you'd be able to manage them all in a very easy manner. So you'd be able to see all the people that are subscribed, see what their statuses are. And hey, if somebody misses a payment, they don't have access to the area anymore. It'll make sure that they're not getting in while they're maybe behind on their bill. Okay, so then we're going to look at some, lead generation. There's a lot of tools built into high level where you can streamline your lead generation. So whether you're running ads and you want an automation to go to anyone that signs up through the ads, or let's say that you have something where you've maybe put out a social media post and you've asked people to message you with a certain word if they want more information. You can actually set up an automation that sees that message. And once it sees that word, that trigger word, it will send out the information on your behalf. There's a lot of great ways that you can put this together. And then what has always been a challenge with other platforms is actually getting Facebook, Instagram, and maybe even Google connected to your CRM. And this does it in a really great way. So there's a lot of different opportunities that we have to automate the way people interact with us on social media as well. Another great feature here that I love is dynamic forms and surveys. So this is like a form we have in there. It's something that you're usually going to have on your website to collect people's information, but a survey may be a little bit more like multiple slides, multiple pages. You can make them look really pretty, actually. They have a builder in there that allows you to put like nice backgrounds. I work with a lot of coaches, so it's usually calming backgrounds, things, you don't want them rushing through. You want them to take their time with the survey. And then you're able to not only, store that inside of your CRM in their profile, but imagine being able to, let's say you were starting a program and you sent out an assessment of where the person, your new client is right now. And then let's say you sent out that same assessment a month later. You can actually go in and pull their answers from that first assessment and send them an email saying, when you started with me, here's how you rated maybe, your love and relationships area of your life. And now we see that you're rating it at this higher level. So you can use their information to bring awareness to how they are actually growing with you. It's one of those things that I have been using with my coaches because anybody that's on their personal development journey, we're kind of just going and moving forward, and we don't always look back. And it's a wonderful tool to be able to look back and see just how much we have grown in that short period of time. Another way that I love to use these is, let's say you have a group coaching program and you want people to be able to share their wins every month. So we can set up an automatic survey that goes out, and it's like, put your wins in here for the month, say maybe the month of February. And then we use those in our marketing materials, first of all. And then we also use them to celebrate with the members in the group. But we're able to say, like, what that enabled us to do is, like, if somebody signed on to your program and in the first month they had a lot of really great wins, we can then say, like, when you're doing a pitch for that program, people this is what they've experienced in the first month. So we can really show them how people are getting results, and we can show them how quickly it's happening and use their words, because that's really what's going to connect with people that you're looking to bring on as clients. Your existing clients' language will help attract your new clients. Okay, and then we look at content marketing. Blogs are amazing for search engine optimization. This is a really great opportunity for you to align with the way people are searching in your industry. So you can have a fully functioning blog, you can have it optimized for search and make it really engaging. And we know that the blogs will adjust to whatever screen the person is on. Anything in this system that you build has both a desktop and mobile version, so that we're making sure that wherever they are able to seamlessly consume your content. Okay, as if all of that wasn't enough, we still have an online store that we can put together. So if you are actually selling products, you can have a regular store with your shopping cart and all of those features, in addition to having your functionality in the funnels for purchase. So however it is that you want to set up, and if you can be a yes and, you can have a little store that maybe you have some products that you're selling, but then also your programs go through funnels. You can have the best of all worlds. Okay, you also get a QR code generator and a quiz generator. This has been really cool because there's so many free QR code generators out there. And then what happens is, usually in my experience, after like a year, your QR code's no longer active until you start paying. So everyone thinks they're getting the free QR code, but then it's not. So this way you can have all of your links and your QR codes in one place. You can track them, you can see the data on them, and you can also create quizzes that will allow you to have a great lead magnet. Let me see, we got a couple questions here. Yes, QR codes are often frustrating because of that. So this is a way that you can really, get your stuff out there, not worry that it's going to be taken down. And the quiz part of it is really awesome because they really do engage well with quizzes. People's ego kind of get in there and they want to know. So it's great that you can do that. Okay, so all of those features that we just talked about would be at least $540 a month. There were some features that I didn't put a price on because usually those would be paired with one of the other services. But if nothing else, you're going to pay at least $540 a month to have all that kind of functionality. And I don't even know that it would match the functionality that you have in high level. But you can join my high level agency for only $97 a month. So you're not paying the $540 on all of those other tools. You can, anyone that has up to 10,000 subscribers would come in at $97 a month. We can talk about packages above that. Absolutely. But the next level up is only $147 through my agency. So you're getting access to everything in there, and you're able to, and it's not to say that you're going to build everything out all at once, but you're able to gradually build your whole system and not have to worry about moving your stuff later. I've worked with coaches that are moving into high level because of the functionality and how they're going to save money, but they've got years of courses and lead magnets and funnels, and that all has to be moved over. While there are some tools inside of high level that allow you to easily move things over, like from ClickFunnels or from Kajabi in some cases, I have asked for the connection to ActiveCampaign, and it is getting votes for the tech team to do it. But, some of that can be moved over, but it really can take a lot of time. So it's one of those things that if you are going to start out in here, now's a great time to do it. I think you'll end up using all of the tools before you know it. So it's something that you can start with here and keep the low monthly rate, not let it get to be, up in the 500 plus range. And yeah, and you just have all this functionality. So if you want to learn more and see how it can work for your business, you can either go to Julia, actually, if you wouldn't mind putting the demo link in the chat for me. Oh, maybe she won't. Or you can scan this QR code, which will bring you right to that link. Let me grab the link and get it in the chat for you. So do we have any questions? Oh, here we go. Okay, Dr. Bob, great question. Dr. Bob is asking if I provide support, and I do. That's one of the things that I am like, because you are learning a new program. So I do provide support there. I also have a tech team that used to work at high level on their tech team. So when I can't figure something out, they absolutely have it. Juliet, are you able to find the GHL demo link really quick to put in the chat, please?
Do I have it?
It's the one I sent you yesterday.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back.
Yep. Okay. Looking through questions. Okay, so now in a regular world, yes, you get charged for the number of email subscribers, but the ones that I have, the packages that I have for you, like I said, up to 10,000 subscribers is included in the 97. And then after that, it goes up to 147 and beyond, depending on how many subscribers you have. And then do they block sending people? Okay, so I think what you're asking is, will the system help you manage your list? So if people are not really engaging, yes, you can, it will automatically create a smart list and you can send it out to people that have been engaged in the last, say, 60 days, or you can make your own list over, like maybe it's 90 days engaged, or you can segment. So there's a lot of different ways that you can segment the list to make sure that you are getting a good delivery rate, that your open rates are staying high. I have actually been getting, because somebody also asked me, like, sending them out in bulk, is that going to impact your your deliverability or your open rates? And I can say that I'm getting right now on average about a 56% open rate. So I don't, as long as I show you how to warm up your system so that you get the maximum deliverability. Okay, I see a hand raised.
Yep, that was me.
There you are.
Does your support cost, Rebecca, does your support cost?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Rebecca, does your support cost extra for you to support people who are getting into on your platform?
So if I am building stuff for you, that will that will cost extra, but I also have there's an initial setup fee that we have that includes a bunch of training, and then I also do video support. So if you send me something like you're saying, I just can't get this to work, I'll go into your account, I'll record a video and show you exactly what you have to do to make it happen.
She's really good at that. You
Fantastic.
got, she's really good at that, you guys. I have had several points where I've gotten to a certain place, and instead of booking a call, doing it, she'll say, give me 10 minutes. Well, I don't want to set expectations, it'll be 10 minutes, but give me a little time, and she'll send me a video and it'll just walk me right through it. I've actually saved all those videos into a library so I don't have to repeatedly bother her. Rebecca, can I share what you did for me as well? Would that be okay?
Yeah, let me just get Shmiko's question real
Oh,
quick.
sorry. I didn't see Shmika was first.
Yeah, no worries. So I heard you mention Kajabi and another CRM and how it takes time to pull information over into high level, and those things. And then you again going to Dr. Bob's question, do you have a price list of what that looks like? Is it done for you? Do I do it for you? You know, your video, you just mentioned there were additional costs. So just those two questions real quick.
So there's no set cost for moving stuff over because everybody has a different amount of stuff. So really, we just take a look at it and see, because my tech team has ways of moving things over a lot faster. And I wish I had realized that like 6 months ago, but when I manually moved somebody over, but they have ways of doing things that I don't know how they're doing it. But they can move things more quickly. So we quote those out as they come in. But then like, importing from Kajabi and stuff, in some of the sections in there, you just put like the link of your funnel or whatever, and it grabs it for you. So there's some automatic things that happen inside there. Did that answer both questions?
Okay.
Okay.
So, Rebecca, hi, this is Katya. So, if the classes are already created, training presentation in Graphy,
Mhm.
and so we'll go high level, we'll go high level, like talk to Graphy and direct your clients there, or would they need to bring like the graphic content, like move it 100% to go high level and move all of the like how does this work?
Yeah,
Does
a lot
it?
of times it is moving it manually, but it's a lot easier when you have the things already set up. So you're kind of copying and pasting those over. There's also ways for you to connect like your Google Drive with their file system so that if you have it all
Oh,
in Drive, you can just grab it
oh,
from there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not asking. I'm so sorry. I'm not asking my question clearly. Would someone keep their content in Graphy and that would interface with Go High Level? Or like does this application say no, like disconnect completely in Graphy, do your courses through Go High Level?
There's always a way to do anything, but you can move it into high level so that everything is in one platform and you're not
Gotcha.
having to give different access to different people, and it does streamline things a bit when it is in there. But you could just have a link that goes to another place if you wanted to.
Gotcha. And also do clients have their own place, like their own, I don't know, like login where they can log in and keep of all of their information?
Yes, just because you're under my agency does not mean that anybody else can see your stuff. You have your own, except me. You have your own login, and you could even kick me out. If you decided one day you didn't want to be in my agency, they can take your account and put you into your own side.
Okay, I mean,
But
like let's say, mm, I'm so sorry. I know I'm not asking my questions clearly. Would my clients have their own login information
yes,
with all of their
yep.
profile? Yes.
You would
And
have
also,
your portal area that has like a space for them to log in and access only the things that you give them permission to access.
got you. In addition to like, I'm so sorry, I logged in late and I'll listen to the recording, but just one more question, please. In addition to like training information for consulting purposes? Is there a project management tool that where
So
the
they,
clients?
yeah, they do have an area where you can add tasks in, but I don't know. I haven't found it to be really great for project management.
Gotcha.
Like I found that I kept losing the tasks in there. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
I'm thinking for like consulting, for like business consulting type of
yeah,
clients. For me,
absolutely.
like, yeah, for me, it will be great to have a system where does both, where I could
Yeah.
have clients that attend training, but where also I have clients that consult to keep track of the progress and how they're doing, where they could log in and have all of their information there in one place.
Yeah, and I definitely I know it's on their roadmap because people have also brought it up. I don't know when exactly they're anticipating it, but I know it is in the plans.
Gotcha. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rebecca, I wanted to share with you guys. I put together a website, I bought a website template, I think
Mhm.
in September when we were doing this project, and I noticed that there weren't templates in that matched my brand. I gave Rebecca samples of templates, and her team created them inside of Go High Level. So now my landing pages match my website. My what else do we do? Sales pages match the feel of my website. And they were super reasonable, and I couldn't believe how quickly they did it. So
I know
again,
they did it really quick.
I know. Hope I'm not setting expectations so everybody thinks it looks quickly, but I thought that was really key because even though there are hundreds of templates in there, I wanted something specific to my brand. And all I had to do was give them a sample, and they were able to create really cool looking things.
Yes. And that's a great point because there are a bunch of templates in there. And you would, of course, with any template, have to adapt it to your brand. But there's definitely ways to make it your own. And I see a question in the chat here about do I recommend building websites in high level versus in the WordPress in high level? And that's a great question. For many websites that you're not gonna like, for my website, a lot of it is more about they're just coming on to get some information. There's not a whole lot of things they're going to do there other than go into like the portal. So for me, high level is perfectly fine. I can still submit everything to my Google Search Console. The pages are indexed. You can do all of that. If you have a site that has really high functionality, like you have like definitely more customized and I'm trying to think of the word, like you have custom functionality happening. Like when somebody comes on, you want all of these different things to happen. WordPress is better for that. It's if you're building out like a special program for people or anything like that, WordPress is way better in that sense. But it still can interact with your CRM, with your automations and all of that.
Rebecca, that's another point that I don't think you mentioned that's a savings. When I put my sites over on Go High Level, I got rid of security certificates because Go High
Mm,
Level has them. I
yep.
got rid of that board. I don't know what motherboard, whatever they call it. What do they call it? The hosting.
Oh, you're yeah, the panel, the C panel.
The C panel. So if you guys have been over to GoDaddy lately, everything is a money suck. Every time you call with the
Mm,
problem, they sell you something else. And so I
mm.
was able to get rid of that C panel, which was $200 a year, and two security certificates, which were $250 a piece now.
Yeah.
So it is a big savings to put and you have better access, I feel like, to put your sites inside of WordPress.
Yeah, so a lot of WordPress hosting can be around like $30. It's an additional fee from the 97 to have the WordPress in there, but it's only $15 for your hosting each month. And the only other thing that you may think of like a standard that's an additional fee is the text marketing. And it's not like a crazy amount. It's you pay initially to get the approval from the compliance gods, and then it's like a fraction of a cent to send out a text. So like I have a client, Mitzi, who's in our group. She sends out text messages every day in her program, and it maybe costs $1 per user per month. So it's not anything crazy, and that's her sending them every day, which is unlikely when you're in your regular marketing campaigns. Now, Shannon, great question. If you are moving a site from WordPress that you're having hosted elsewhere into high-level WordPress, there you can literally package up the site and then move it over. You don't have to recreate anything. That's the wonderful thing about WordPress is that you can package it and go from one WordPress host to another.
Okay.
And Miss
Rebecca, for
Carol has,
training.
oh, sorry, Miss Carol, you had your hand raised next.
So I have a couple thoughts. Right now we're on Wix.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Um, it was chosen for me. Um, stuck in it for one of the websites for 3 years. Then the other one is a 1 year. Can we move content from Wix over? That's one thing. The other question is for payment, I have a firm for people who want
Great question.
do they have the capability for a firm? And it also, with the Wix, it also comes with an app. Is there an app application in here?
They're all great questions, and thank you for bringing them up. So again, with Wix bringing your content over, it's going to be kind of you're manually moving that over,
Okay.
with a lot of platforms. So you can connect like Stripe or Square or PayPal to your high level. I prefer Stripe because that allows you to have like your automatic memberships. Stripe also allows people to pay through Affirm or Klarna.
Oh,
I'm
they
sorry,
are.
Afterpay, Affirm and Afterpay. So
Okay.
you can go with either one of those. That's a great question. And then I should have wrote it down. What was your last question? Because that was also a good one.
The app application.
Oh, yes. You have the option, if you want to, you can upgrade your account to have your own branded app.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. So there are those options.
Yeah. I like what I've seen. The affiliate thing, will they issue out the 1099 with affiliates?
Yep.
They
It
will.
does all of that as well. It puts that together, and then like there is an automatic way to pay out through PayPal. So you just make sure you collect their PayPal payout, their PayPal email,
Okay.
and then it'll send it through there.
Okay. Thank you.
Or if you're like me and you're kind of doing them a little manually, paying them out, like I send some through Venmo, but that's just me going through Venmo.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Rebecca, I lied. I have more questions.
Okay,
So,
yeah, I'm
I'm
here.
gonna go for, let's say, I'm gonna compare it to like Graphy tool because the only one I know. In Graphy, you have to record the training, like you have the video of the training, and then you upload it in their platform, and it does a lot of stuff. But you already have the training recorded through Zoom, or however. Does Go High Level provide some tools for recording the training and the visual aids, the PowerPoints or whatever?
Now, you would upload your existing content into there.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
I know like Vimeo allows you to do some of that. I record a lot of mine. Well, I've got a lifetime deal for my screen recorder, Vento, and then which anybody can get. I can drop that link too. And then I'll use Zoom for a lot of them. I have noticed myself though, I feel like Zoom isn't allowing you to export it at the highest quality that it's recording. So I've been using Vento more and more.
Okay, yes, if you have your affiliate link to Vento, I would like to check it out. Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
looking for a tool for that. Thank you.
It's similar to Loom, except you can stop it and then go back a scooch. And like if you mess something up, you can say, okay, go back a few seconds and I want to re-record from there.
Ooh, perfect for me. I mess up a lot.
Me too.
Thank you. That's great.
Sometimes I'm like, what? I just went off on a tangent. What am I even saying right now? Like, I'm just like, start over.
Okay.
Miss Shannon.
So I know, I just want to confirm this. The CRM does have some sort of workflow capability of phone calls, follow-up, SMS that you can set up in an automated workflow.
So you can set up almost anything in an automation. The other thing that High Level has is it allows you to create sales pipelines. So let's say people are moving through those stages. It can automatically trigger emails if you move, like, let's say you move it from a discovery stage to like a demo stage or whatever it is. It can automatically send stuff out once you move them. You also have the option to go in and individually send a text or an email or even WhatsApp. Additionally, High Level has an app that you can also do those things. You can have conversations with people on the go. The social media planner is now in the app. That's something I've been waiting very long for. So there's a lot of, and you can do invoices on the go and stuff like that through the app too. That's where you collect payments too.
Awesome. So what would you say is something that's frustrating or challenging for you with this? Because I know with every system, there's always something where you wish this was a little different, just so that we kind of have we come in and just are aware of this. This is something that you as a tech person wish they had, or you know that they're working on.
So they came out with like this new webinars thing. And it's basically like where you can create, it helps you, like if you're having a webinar, you can go in and say, here's my details, and it'll build out your opt-in page, your confirmation page, and then it'll do a basic automation and put it all together. There's not ways to add that to the affiliate system yet. So that is frustrating. When they do roll out new things in there, it takes a little while for it to be incorporated into everything. But it's not too bad. Let me see, what have my frustrations been? Well, this happens with a lot of schedulers, like your social media scheduler will usually you have to reconnect it every 60 days because that's what the platforms want.
Oh, yeah.
But sometimes I miss the notification and then some of my posts just don't go out, you know.
Okay.
So if I'm not in there every week looking at it, yeah.
And that's so good that you brought it up in there every week. One of the things I was telling Dr. Bob, I said, when you have a system like this and you really use it as a CRM, like you want to be in there regularly
Oh yeah.
using it and updating contacts, and it becomes like your major tool that I know you want to get into every day or every other day. Like you set up automation, but really as you're growing and scaling,
Yeah.
it's a power tool.
Yeah, I wish, like they have dashboards that you can utilize for like your pipelines, like you can set them up, but I wish they had a little bit more like I wish there were more tasks in there that I could like more of a project management thing in there. So I could say remind myself to follow up.
To do
Yeah.
when you do the CRM, does it connect with your calendar automatically,
Oh, yeah.
so you know to do the calls? And
So
works with that CRM workflow and your Gmail or whatever, the calendar?
yeah, and that's another thing I forgot to mention. You can create your booking calendar in here. So if you had Calendly or something like that, you could also get rid of that expense. And it goes in, Shannon, do you mind if I show like your profile as an example in my CRM?
Please go ahead. You can do whatever. And thank you for sharing some of your challenges, because I think it's good to know what have you learned, and as you know, not every system is always improving.
Yeah. So here's Shannon.
Oh, my other question is,
Mhm.
and I think you've already asked this, but maybe this is for somebody else. So I have BAN, which is one branding, one setup, but then I have SP, and so I want to be able to keep those kind of businesses separate? And I know we're working on the SP piece, but how does that work if, Carol, for example, she has a doula school, but let's say
Yeah.
she's doing connecting people consciously, or,
Mhm.
those collaborative connections, those two different pieces. How does that work?
So you can separate your contacts through, different tags and lists.
Tags. Okay.
And then you can separate your sites. You can have as many domain names as your heart desires in there. So you can have different sites with different domains. And then you can also have multiple emails that you're sending from. So you can connect different domains for sending those out. So like if you did want to send it from, say, your Shannon Business Acceleration Network, you could, but if there was another one, you could also set your automations and stuff up to have that email.
And the emails are in there too, because that's another thing that a lot of people pay for is
Yes.
the different emails. Now, is there a limit to the number of emails you can set up with each domain? Do you know?
I haven't found one yet.
Oh,
I've done a
okay.
bunch. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So the biggest thing is that we want to make sure that your domain is connected at its core to the email. There was a whole thing last year that Google and Yahoo changed the rules of how you're sending out email. They don't want businesses using like Gmail addresses anymore. They want your branded email, and they want to show that it's not spam. So there's stuff that we connect directly to your domain name in what they call the DNS records that show that this is the system that's mailing on your behalf. No, it is not spam, that kind of thing. I don't know if you guys noticed like how many more people went into your spam box after the new year.
Oh, yes. It was,
Yeah,
yeah. And my emails wouldn't, I mean, I'm still dealing with that.
I can help you with that. So it's a setting inside of your thing.
Wow.
So here we're looking at Shannon's profile inside of my CRM. And we had, created an opportunity because Shannon she's contributing to a magazine that's coming out soon. So in this system, that was your first like interaction here. So I can see that you went to the forms, the things that I had sent you.
Thank you so much.
I can see that you submitted a form, and then it creates your contact. You submitted 2 forms because there were 2 forms. So I can see all of that. I can see that you've opened up these emails because it shows the little open guy here. But if I wanted to text you or send you an email, I could do that right from here.
And does the reply go into this text and notify us?
Yeah, so the replies, even though like I see it in my regular Gmail as well, or I have a Gmail powered email address, so I see it inside of that system, and I can see it here, so it's in both places.
That's incredible. And the SMS, will that come to my cell phone or will it come to the SMS system that we set up in here and we read it in here?
So it would go from the system in here because we have to get approval from the compliance gods
Yeah.
there. And then it would go to whatever number you gave us for texting.
Okay.
And then, in here, this is where I could add some tasks in for myself. This is what I just don't feel like it's really built up a lot to use it because I feel like I would forget them. Like they're not in my face enough. I can make notes. I can come in here and add an appointment directly in here. And I'm trying to get in the habit, like, because I can also go into my Google Calendar and I can make appointments. But if I do it through here, they get the reminders. So I can make sure that that's happening. If there's any documents, these are your article documents. So these are the things that you have shared with me. Any transactions that have happened. And then objects is like, it's a newer thing. So you can set up an object like, let's say, inside of here, we have your contact information, right? And then there's general info. An object could be another section here. So let's say I had a section for the authors. It can be all the author bio information, or whatever that is. So anything that you would put inside of there would show up here. So there's a lot of different ways you can work it. Yeah.
And CRMs are vital to
Yes.
growth and expansion. A lot of people are using MailChimp or Constant Contact and all these things, and they don't realize that's not a CRM. I'm so excited about this because it
Trying though.
feels like they've really got the CRM like supercharged. Yeah.
So like this is where you can create pipelines. So I can have all of these different pipelines. So different goals that I want to reach. And then if I move people over, it can automatically trigger something to happen here. It could also send me a notification saying, let's say that this one, the demo booked, if they go into the calendar and book it, it'll automatically move them over if we want it to, versus it manually happening. So there's definitely a lot of ways to set these up so that you're really looking at how your sales flow is going. So where your next, account is coming from, your next client is coming from. Yeah. There's definitely a whole lot in here for us to play with.
Dr. Bob
Let's
had a
see.
question about video storage.
Yeah, one more thing that I just want to share
sorry.
while I have the screen open. The reputation management, you can automatically request reviews. You can have your reviews from Google and Facebook show up on your site. Like it'll be dynamic. So new reviews will show up automatically. It makes it easy to request them. Additionally, if you wanted to have Yext activated, it's an additional, I want to say it's $40 a month, but what it does is it'll take your Google business listing. This is great for local businesses. It'll take your Google business listing and put it into all of the directories out there. So they'll all be consistent because they're all feeding from your Google business listing. And it's all of those backlinks to your site. All right, so now I can stop share and keep answering questions. Well, thank you, Shannon.
So in the CRM, I could set up the training with some of those other links they were showing, and I could see where they are in their training or not.
So what we would do is put the training maybe inside your portal, and you can have a portal, and then it breaks it down into different areas. So let's say you put them in there, you'd be able to see where everyone is inside that training.
Yeah.
And Dr. Bob, I haven't found the limit yet on the video storage. So once I do, I'll let you know. But I think collectively under the agency, I have about three gigs in there, which isn't so bad. And now they actually just recently added an image compressor. So when you upload your images, because not everybody is really good about making sure their images are smaller and fast loading for websites, because that's my job, regular business owners aren't necessarily thinking about that a lot. So it will compress them so that they will continue to be fast loading when someone comes to your site. Because that is something Google wants you to have, is a fast loading website.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I just mentioned too, there's that webinar function and there's an auto webinar function. We're actually setting up our trainings, not the monthly, but our quarterly panels over on there. So people have to opt in to get them later. It just runs I'm not using the right word. It's not auto webinar, evergreen webinars. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's something it does really easily too. Took me hardly any time to set that up.
Yeah. And Shannon asked a question here about team members. You can add different team members. You can give them as much or as little access to what you have that you want. It literally breaks it out into each area. So you can say, yep, they're an admin, give them access to everything. Or you can say, no, I don't want them to see the payment section. I don't want them in contracts. Or maybe it's a VA that handles your social media. You can give them just access to like the media library and social media tools. So you can really get granular about what people can see inside of your account. Even I can't see everything. Even though you're under my agency, it doesn't mean that you want me to see everything, and that's okay. Like I have another person that was, she was waiting for her security codes, like it'll ask you to do a double or the two-factor authentication when you first log in. And she was like, do you get my codes? I'm like, no, that's not very secure if I'm getting your codes. I don't get to see your password. I don't get to get your security codes. I use my own login to be able to go into yours. I don't see your stuff. So it is all secure. Yeah. Dorothy.
Yeah, I just want to ask him, I don't know, it might be a silly question, but I'm going to ask it anyways. I'm just wondering if other people have set up like a website with Go High Level, is there any way that they can be linked?
What do you mean linked?
Well, I don't know, just so that they can work together. Or is that the way that the team thing works, so they can kind of work together?
So, like, let's say you're building a website and you have multiple people working on it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they may go in and see, like, let's say if they both were on the home page at the same time, they might see a notice that says somebody else is already in here. So it would ask them not to, so it's not so that both people's changes get put in.
Okay.
But they could be working on different pages at the same time.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but don't they have their own logins to work on that, and you can restrict access? Because I have Podetize goes into mine. They are only restricted to that site. They have their own login.
Yep.
So they can only go where they're designated to go.
Definitely.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, I think you guys maybe have an idea of why I love High Level so much, why I decided to become an agency after playing with it for like 8 months. It's something I use every day in my own businesses. And I've been able to figure out like really fun things, like when somebody is registering for an event on the confirmation page, I can have it carry their first, their contact information over. So at the end, it'll say like, congratulations, Rebecca, you're in. So we can add those little personal touches as we go. And I just feel like it makes for a better experience. And with me wanting to create those relationships in a digital space, it really helps with that.
It's very interesting. I appreciate the time frame of sharing all the pieces.
This was a great overview. The classes that are going to be coming up next, we're going to dive into those sections. So I think the next one, Juliet, correct me if I'm wrong, is the email one.
No, I think the next one's social media. It's on March 20th, and I'll be posting it in Shannon's group as well as after we get off this call, I'll be changing. If you ever want to grab one, go over to ghlmonthly.com and you can register there. Give me a few minutes though, because I have to change it from this one, but we're going to be doing, I believe we have social media, then you're going into
I think emails after that.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a training on how to do this every month, and Shannon's making a place for our recordings over in her network as well. So we're
going to take a deeper dive into those sections. I'll show you some of the really cool features that you may not see otherwise, and then just show you how easy it is to build out your emails or schedule your social media and all of that fun stuff.
Yeah. I was literally able to get rid of my social media assistant because it's so easy. I just do it, book it. I've got it through April right now. So it's super easy to use on there. So,
if you're not feeling really creative, you can actually get templates in the social media section too. So
you can. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for showing up. And if you'd be so kind, go over to Shannon's group and drop a comment in. Would you like to see something else? Did you get what you were looking for? And that'll help Rebecca too. We have this all planned out through, I believe, June. So if there's something else that you see in there that you want more training on, that'd be a great place to give us feedback so we can plan the second half of the year.
Do you want them to do it underneath where you dropped this event? Should I grab that thread, or do you want it somewhere else?
Why don't I put the recording up? That way they can review it and they can kind of say, oh, I forgot to ask this or that. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. And and so tell us what you want, guys. All right. We'll see you later. Thank you
all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.
Thank